long before you had kids, you're like dealing with these kids like as a teacher.
Yeah, I mean, teaching is an amazing thing. I mean, you guys are so passionate about development, mashallah. So, one of the best things you can do is teach. And this is what happens, like, whether it was at the helpline when I learned how to deal with these calls, then I started teaching people how to deal with the calls. It really, really took it to another level. So same with kids, really dealing with the kids. And I think what teaching did for me, which was really, really powerful, was it helped my communication so much, because I had to simplify things. In my class, I had the youngest was like a girl who was 4 years old, and the oldest was like someone who was 17. Right? So there was a whole range of kind of ages in there, and then you have to speak to them on all different levels, especially when you're teaching them all at once. So we would do Islamic studies like once or twice a week, and in that lesson, the 4-year-old has to understand, but it has to be relevant for the 17-year-old as well. So, doing that over a decade, I think it really, really helped me to kind of hone in my teaching, my communication.
It's crazy. Now that, like, you're telling me, like, in kind of chronological order and everything, I'm seeing, like, wow, like this whole triple stacking thing. Like, I think that's golden. Like, that's obviously, like you said, there's a sacrifice involved, but kind of like what we said on the last episode was that you rest when you die. Like, you rest when you go Jannah.
Yeah.
And you do need, obviously, you definitely need level of balance. And there's a time for stuff. Like, when you're single, you might triple stack. Now, when you get married, now maybe you're only doing 2 things. When you have kids, maybe you're gonna have to go down to 1, right? But like when you have the ambition, when you got the passion, when you've got something to offer, like, I feel like putting yourself in that potentially, difficult situation of being at Xerox, getting grilled, this and that. It's like, okay, now I have an asset to bring to the ummah, like that. For me, like, that's very powerful. And that's why, maybe just as people would say, oh, I'm going to go Medina, I'm going to study 3 years, and that's going to give me my foundation to then do da'wah throughout my life. Equally, if you go to some kind of job where they're going to really pressure you to get very good at whatever it is, with communication, organization, management, whatever it is, if you do your kind of stint in the trenches there 2-3 years, now you've actually developed an asset that you can bring to the ummah for the rest of your life, isn't it? Like, those skills stay with you.
And the thing is, I had that intention from the very beginning, and it's important to mention here that I really felt like I was a nobody. Like, I would say that I had low confidence. I felt like I had low skills, right? But even then, I still had an intention. So even like someone's listening, they don't know, they don't have anything, they're not good at anything, they don't know what they're good at, they don't know anything. But if they just have that intention, then Allah will help you, and Allah will find a way for you to do it. All you need to do is then, after that intention, is just put the work in. That's it.
Yeah, put the time and effort in, for sure.
Yeah.